Greetings and salutations, Internet Distance. It is I, Wolfphototech, and here we go with another delightful video. This time I'm going to go really quickly through Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Bestiary 1. Very soon, we are currently in the transition of Pathfinder 2nd Edition to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered. There is a bit of debate. Most people on the Paizo team and who are close to also Paizo usually typically state that Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster is simply like just a errata plus. I will definitely say that I don't really take it to that it is a errata plus. There's two camps on it. There's the errata plus people who think that Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster is it's just a few name changes with a few little mechanics and cleanups here and there. And then there's other people who are more concerned that it's like literally a 2.5 and there's a lot of heavy alterations inside of it. I'm in the middle cap, okay? You got name changes for spells and some and a bunch of features and parts of class and feats. Name changing stuff complicates things because people will remember the original version of the name, or there'll be people who try to incorporate and use stuff between the two and they end up mixing the stuff together. So you end up with Force Barrage and Magic Missile, which are essentially the same spell. And then you also have other fun stuff. Like, I'm going to go into this very quickly. Just note that this book is over 350 pages. But there is some changes. I'm going to also explain in some of the errata changes between this and that. As far as the monsters are concerned, the only things will really matter. I will point those out. And then there is, in the Pathfinder Remaster, there's also the removal of alignment and adjustments on various spells and various mechanics. And clarifications on various mechanics. Now, what's really nice about this book is that it has this really big, beautiful bestiary section. You have a lot of creatures. Literally goes into 3 pages, by the way. It states that it has over 400 monsters, which is far more than what's in the Monster Manual for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. So you can quite easily find most things you want to run your game in here for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and even for your Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster. Please note that there will be some changes here, like there will not be alignment description added into the Pathfinder Remaster. However, alignment still is in here. They swap in anathemas and edicts. And then there's also going to be a change when it comes to alignment damage. So your lawful monsters are no longer going to take damage. If you want to run it like that, you can still run it with lawful and evil and chaos and I'm brain farting. Good, evil, lawful, and chaos. But then they have holy, unholy as a substitution for those 4. This entire section right here in the very front, the introduction, goes over the basic components of the monsters, but also goes into role-playing monsters, adjusting creatures. This is a really handy feature right here called the Elite Adjustment and Weak Adjustments, which basically gives you basic instructions on how to power down a monster or power up a monster. So if you have like a level 3 monster or a bunch of level 3 monsters, this gives you simple instructions how to raise those level 3 monsters up to a level 4 monster, so it's more appropriate for your party. or take a level 4 monster and bring it down to a level 3 or even a level 2. It also does notes that if you do multiple down adjustments, it might cause even greater swing in weakness. It's not absolute 100%, but there is generally in the community the capacity to raise or lower it by at least 2 or 3 levels without having any major or negative effect on the monster or having it go too far off of the math. There is a handy dandy little section on languages as well as gear that ties into the monsters. Skills, perception, and proficiency. Information for understanding monsters' capacities, as well as sidebar icons. And then we go right into the first monster. This is something that's typically really nice about Pathfinder 2nd Edition. You have nice little sidebars with a touch extra information. You have this long rail right here, or sidebar, navigation sidebar, that indicates the grouping or the where you are in the book, as well as the how compact together. You know, you got A to C, and then you got D on its own, and E to G, H, K, L, N, Q, R, S, T, U, Z. One of the things that they could have done is actually put page numbers, start and end, for those sections. That way it would have been much easier for people to find where they want to be very quickly. As I said before, there's a good amount of information explaining the creature. You have the purple box right here, which is the alignment box. That's going to be changed in Pathfinder Remaster. There's the green box, which is basically the physical size. The red box here, or the brown box, is basically the type of creatures. You got, right off the bat, perception, languages, and skills. So it's essentially how the stat block is structured. It is in orientation or order of the things that would be most applicable first. I really do like that aspect of it. By the way, there's also the name, and directly across from it is the creature level. So the Axomite is a creature 8, or a creature level 8. And it explains in the Game Master Guide, as well as the core rulebook, how to use that for calculations. So as I said before, it has perception, and even what type of perception vision it has, like dark vision or light vision. Say, like in here, the Arbiter has perception +7, dark vision, detect alignment, chaotic only, and locate inevitable. And in the far back of this book, there's actually a section explaining a lot of that stuff as well. So that's one of the interesting side details about Pathfinder 2nd Edition, is that they will oftentimes use keywords, and you'll oftentimes have to flip back to the back of the book or into another section, a glossary, to read through the appendix section to find out, okay, what does that term mean? It is a nice thing to have, but also at the same time, it's also somewhat annoying. This is the section right here. Like Gremlin, Golem, Hag. It gives you a quick explanation of what it is. And so forth. But as I said before, after the language and skills, you got the basic stat block. So there you go. What items the creature has. Its overall saves, AC, fort, reflex, will, and so forth. HP, immunities, weaknesses, resistances. The movement speed, melee stats and abilities, and so forth. And typically in every entry, there is typically always a piece of artwork that accompanies the monster. So as you can see here, They usually put a pretty good effort into keeping each creature to its page, with an occasional start here. You know, the Astral Diva Emissary Angel, which is this one right here, starting here at the bottom right here. It's one of those things, you know, it's always best to keep it to the pages that you can see immediately when you turn. If you end up with a situation where you have to turn turn a page to find the rest of the stat block, that's always inconvenient. You have animated objects right here, like the animated broom, the animated armor, an animated statue, which continues to here. A giant animated statue, which is in the style of Anubis, and so forth. And as you can see, you have a really nice selection of creatures here. You have a lot. Right off the bat, you can see a lot of angels and fae. It just happens to be the way it is with A's. You know, you get a lot of angels and fae. You got some aberrations as well. Some beasts. You actually have a really nice selection of beasts in here, by the way. Pathfinder 2nd Edition puts a good effort. Paizo puts a good effort into making sure that beasts have a decent variety of characteristics and abilities on top of whatever they got. A Bogard Swampert, a Brain Collector, a Bugbear, a Bullet, a Bunyip, and so forth. I just quickly page through. You got a variety of cats like leopard, lion, tiger, smilodon. You got a catfolk, a cave worm, purple variant, and Azer variant, as well as a crimson worm variant. Centaur, centipede, changeling, chimera, Kuel, cloaker, cockatrice, crocodile. You actually have a few different crocodiles, by the way. Cyclopses, a demon, a custodian, a castodemon, and so forth. You got a lot of demons and devils in here. Deep gnomes. Note on right by succubus. Balor, Darrows. Got a lot of devils here. And so forth. As I said, there is a total of over 400 monsters. There's actually a pretty good selection of dinosaurs as well as a Velociraptor, Ankylosaurus, a Deinonychus, a Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Brontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex. We got a dog for guard and riding stat block, Doppelganger. Then you have a variety of dragons here, as well as, you know, the black dragons and blue dragons and green dragons. By the way, if you want to have the classic dragons, you're going to have to get them from this book. When Paizo releases Monster Core 2, they are going to no longer have the classic red dragon, the classic blue dragon, green dragons, gold dragons, silver dragons, and so forth. It's all going to be a whole new set of themes based around types of magic for dragons. So if you want to have these, you're going to have to buy this book. You got some desert drakes. You got a lot of drakes, by the way. A Dullahan, eagles, regular size and giant. You got eels. You got all kinds of mythical creatures, dust cats and golems and mephits and other types of elemental creatures. You got all kinds of genies. As I said before, typically you always have like basically artwork for every creature. You got some gnolls, a goblin dog. It's always nice to have a goblin dog. Various hags and harpies and horses and kobolds and lamias, liches, linorms or linorms, giant monitor lizard, giant frilled lizards, frogs, lizardmen, merfolk, medusa, mimics, minotaurs, and so forth, mummies, nightmares, some other fun nymphs, ogres, owlbear. Owlbear's awesome. Various other planar creatures, some more crazy monsters. You have a solid selection here. And just flipping through very quickly, you got a giant scorpion, a satyr, a shark. You actually have a few different varieties of sharks, by the way. A shambler, or a shambling mound. A shiggoth. You have some Cthulhu-esque monsters in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, as well as sci-fi monsters. Giant spiders, tarantulas, more fairies, a unicorn, a warg, a warsworn, wasps, regular size and giant and swarm. A wendigo. You got a variety of rare creatures along with a bunch of werewolves for rare creatures. A wight, a will-o-wisp, a wolf, regular and dire, a wraith, a zergoth, yeti, sand monsters, zombies, and so forth. There's a section right here in the back that explains various mechanics that are tied into the monsters, like shield block, sneak attack, wave sense, tremor sense, trample, rock throw, swarm mind, size section right here, alignment table abbreviations, other traits like acid, aberration, aeon, air, amphibious, angel, animal, aquatic, anchoron, astral, azeta, beast, boggard, calgary, and so forth. And then you have right back here some new rituals that are specifically tied into the various monsters in the book, as well as a guide on creature type by level. Some new languages right there. Then you got a list of creatures by level, the creature, level, category, type, trait, rarity, and what page they're on. So if you want to get, instead of just in the front of the book where it's just the big gigantic up there, you have it back here as well with some more information. It goes for multiple pages. And then you have the OGL right there. And some advertisements for the stuff that came out around this time when the book came out. Generally, this book is very much a must-buy. Even if you're going to go into the remaster, I would definitely give this a 4.5 star buy here. I highly recommend this book. If you're starting with Pathfinder Remaster, and you are just planning on focusing on Pathfinder Remaster, still get this book, because there's going to be a whole bunch of creatures that are going to be in this book that will not be in Monster Core book coming out next year. They will not be in the Monster book coming out next year. If you want them, they're here. Okay? The changes you're going to have to make are very minor. You're just going to have to oh, here's the alignment. What does that mean exactly for this monster? That's basically it. You just translate from there. If you want to use go ahead and stick with the original Pathfinder 2nd Edition, this is still a must-buy. There's over 400 freaking monsters in this book, so there's a ton of stuff. There's hobgoblins in there, and other abominations. Aberration is a classification now. All monsters are abomination, if really. So there you go. This MSRP is for $50 basically. So definitely pick this up if you can. Go for it. If you're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month. And see you next time. Ciao.